Charity Dingle is facing one of the darkest periods of her life in Emmerdale after becoming the victim of a sexual assault carried out by the manipulative Dr Caitlin Todd. The ordeal follows months of blackmail after Todd discovered a devastating secret. The baby Charity recently gave birth to, Leyla, was believed to be the child of Sarah Sugden and Jacob Gallagher. However, Todd uncovered that Leyla was actually conceived during a one-night encounter between Charity and Ross Barton. After stepping away from her medical career following complaints made by Jacob, Todd saw an opportunity to profit from the revelation. Once she found out that Charity owned half of the Woolpack, she demanded £100,000 in exchange for keeping the secret hidden. Desperate to find the money, Charity attempted to sell her share of the pub to Kim Tate. When that failed, she even considered taking cash from Kim's safe. Eventually, with nowhere else to turn, Charity decided she would no longer give in to Todd's demands and told her to reveal Leyla's true parentage at Sarah's 21st birthday celebration if she wished. Feeling overwhelmed and powerless, Charity turned to alcohol. Later, after Charity lost consciousness, Todd carried out a horrific sexual assault. In emotional scenes, Charity went to the police and reported the attack. She gave a detailed statement to DS Reed, bravely recounting the events she had endured. The detective explained that gathering physical evidence through a medical examination could strengthen the investigation. Determined to see justice served, Charity agreed to undergo the procedure. Following the examination, DS Reed informed Charity that Todd would be arrested on suspicion of sexual assault. Charity found the legal terminology difficult to accept, feeling that she had been raped. However, the detective explained that under the law, the offence would not be classified as rape. Viewers were quick to recognise the actress portraying the detective, as the role is played by former Coronation Street star Angela Lonsdale. Angela is well known to soap fans for playing Emma Taylor, the wife of Curly Watts, in Coronation Street between 2000 and 2003. Her television career also includes a stint in Doctors, where she portrayed D.I. Eva Moore from 2007 to 2008. Although the character appeared to be killed off, she later returned for a final appearance in 2011, after it was revealed she had survived. The actress has also appeared in Casualty in 4 separate roles, playing Lynn Hopper, Helen Caffrey, Karen Sunderland, and Joy. In Holby City, she portrayed both Sue Buchanan and Gina Calder. Most recently, she appeared in Hollyoaks in 2022 as Gil Holmes. Speaking about the challenging storyline, Emma Atkins admitted that the plot has been one of the most significant and emotionally demanding stories she has tackled during her time on the show. She explained that while Charity is usually portrayed as strong and resilient, the trauma forces the character to confront a level of vulnerability rarely seen before, making the storyline particularly difficult to perform. Emma added that she hopes the story encourages survivors to speak out and helps others better understand the lasting impact of trauma. Producer Sophie Roper also discussed the importance of the storyline, explaining that it will examine the consequences of sexual violence and the ways in which Charity processes her experience when the offender is another woman. She noted that female-on-female sexual assault is rarely discussed and said the story aims to highlight the isolation many survivors feel. The narrative will also explore the difference between the legal definition of sexual assault and the feelings of victims who believe the term does not fully reflect the severity of what they have experienced. Kerry Pollard is set to face fresh relationship trouble in Emmerdale next week, when Jai Sharma begins to suspect she played a role in a shocking scam. As rumours spread that Jai's son, Archie Breckle, may have tricked Caleb Milligan out of thousands of pounds, attention quickly turns toward Kerry, leaving her under growing suspicion. The storyline begins when Archie uses artificial intelligence technology to recreate the voice of Steph, Caleb, and Ruby's daughter, who is currently away from the village. The convincing fake voice allows Archie to impersonate Steph and contact Caleb, persuading him to hand over £5,000 supposedly needed for a deposit on a London flat. However, Archie's celebration is short-lived, when Carrie unexpectedly discovers exactly what he has been doing. According to Emmerdale insiders, Carrie is stunned when she comes across the AI-generated recordings Archie has been using. The situation is particularly awkward because she was meant to be acting as a responsible guardian while caring for him during Jai's time away. Instead of reporting him or punishing him, Carrie decides to take a very different approach. In scenes airing next week, Carrie joins forces with Archie, and the pair attempt to use the fake Steph voice once again in another effort to deceive Caleb. Their plan falls apart when Eric Pollard catches them in the act and immediately confronts them, leaving Carrie ashamed of her behavior. Sources reveal that Eric is horrified by what Carrie has done, and even considers informing the police. Carrie desperately tries to change his mind, reminding him that he has been involved in questionable schemes himself over the years, and should show some understanding. Fortunately for Carrie, Eric softens his stance and advises Archie to erase all traces of the scam from the laptop, in the hope that nobody uncovers the truth. Later, Ruby notices something that points directly toward Carrie's involvement, raising the possibility that the entire fraud could soon be exposed. When Jai finally returns from Canada, Caleb tells him that the person responsible must be someone within their circle. Jai is left stunned as Archie's name repeatedly surfaces during conversations about the con. Determined to get answers, he confronts Carrie, demanding to know what she knows and openly accusing her of taking part. This time, Jai's suspicions appear to be well-founded, leaving Carrie with little room to defend herself. The question is whether she can talk her way out of trouble before the truth comes to light. Ross Barton faces a terrifying ordeal in Emmerdale next week, when what should have been a romantic getaway with Dingle takes a dramatic and dangerous turn. After initially hesitating over Vinny's surprise travel plans, Lewis finally decides to embrace the adventure and head off on holiday. However, before he can leave the village, he finds himself caught up in a shocking kidnapping. According to insiders, Lewis is far more accustomed to a peaceful life running the cafe than becoming involved in crime and danger. Even the sudden holiday plans were enough to make him anxious, making the unexpected abduction even more frightening. The drama unfolds as Lewis and Vinny prepare for a romantic escape together. Hoping to surprise his partner, Vinny arranges a spontaneous trip to Madeira while the weather is perfect. Unfortunately, Lewis struggles with the lack of preparation and finds himself overwhelmed by anxiety, eventually deciding not to go. Although disappointed, Vinny respects his decision. Lewis encourages him to enjoy the trip alone, but privately regrets letting his fears get the better of him. Wanting advice, Lewis turns to his older brother Ross and opens up about his concerns. Ross offers reassurance and encouragement, helping Lewis realize that he shouldn't allow anxiety to stop him from enjoying life. Inspired by Ross's support, Lewis changes his mind and decides to join Vinny after all. Grabbing his suitcase, he rushes out in a desperate attempt to catch up before it's too late. But just as he hurries towards his taxi, events take a terrifying turn. A van suddenly pulls up beside him, and before he knows what's happening, Lewis is seized and forced inside. One moment, Lewis is racing to the airport in pursuit of a romantic holiday, and the next, he is being held captive by a mystery attacker. Suspicion immediately falls on Kev, Lewis's biological father. Having struggled to reveal the truth about their relationship, some wonder whether Kev has resorted to desperate measures in order to finally confront his son. With Kev's return looming, questions are mounting. Has Lewis already become entangled in one of his father's criminal schemes, or could someone connected to Kev be using Lewis as leverage? As the mystery unfolds, Lewis's life hangs in the balance, and the identity of his kidnapper remains unknown. Emmerdale continues on weekday evenings at 8 p.m. on ITV1 and is also available to stream on ITVX.